Hey there. Today we are going to talk about unit testing. What is unit testing and why it is very important? Why we need to go for unit testing? And what is basically the role of unit testing? So we will cover all these things in this video. We'll try to explain all these concept of unit testing. So yeah, let's begin it with an example. Suppose there is a car and we have multiple units in a car, like there is key, there is sunroof, there is door, there is steering in a car. So all these things are basically the unit of basically a car. And before assembling all these units into a car, there should be a proper testing. Like if we are assembling, or the manufacturer are basically assembling the mm, steering into a car, so there will be a proper testing for that particular unit, right? So in the same context, if we talk about our web application, so web application is basically a combination collection of multiple components and multiple features, right? So if we are assembling all those features, assembling all those components in order to make a complete web application, there must be a proper unit testing for each and individual component and functionality. So this is basically lead to unit testing. Unit testing is we are testing each and individual small unit that is basically making impact in order to create our web application. Why it is important? Like if we are testing each and individual unit of particular product, so that would be easier to find bug in an integration testing. Like when we have assembled all these components, or if I talk in terms of car, so when we assemble all these parts and unit, and when it is ready for final testing, so if there is any glitch into that particular product, so that would be easier to find. Okay, and there's one more scenario, we will able to create bug free product. So that is why unit test case is important. And look for the technical definition of unit testing. So like you can read it out, you can pause and read it out, and you can also search it over the internet. So unit testing, as I have already mentioned with an example, it is basically approach to test each and individual part or features of any application, so that we can basically create a bug-free product, and or it would be easier to find bug in a integration testing. So yeah, this is what is unit testing. So now we will discuss about what is the approach for unit testing, like how can we proceed for it. So there is two approaches basically, TDD approach, that is a test driven approach. Test driven approach is basically when everything is clear to you, all the requirement is clear to you, what you are going to build, what would be the data from API, and what are the things you are going to use. Then you can go for TDD. Before writing your components, you have to write test cases so that you will be able to create your components according the requirement, right? Anyway, if you have created your application in, and at some point you are feeling you have to look, and you have, before sending it to the QA testing, manual testing, you are thinking like there should be any unit testing for your application so that it can check your functionality proper. Then you can also go for unit testing. So these are the two approach. Now we will talk about what is basically available tools for unit testing. And before moving into it, I would like to mention, like, this course would be around JavaScript and React. So I will talk in terms of that. I'll also use component and all the terminology related to JavaScript and React.js, right? So if I talk about the tools basically there is Jest. The Jest is specifically available for JavaScript. You can test any framework of JavaScript and even core JavaScript functionality with the Jest. And there is engine. If you are having any application that is basically React based application. So we will talk in detail what is jest and enzyme, and what are basically what is the difference between jest and enzyme, what are other alternatives of jest and enzymes. So we will discuss about it in next video. So stay tuned and thanks for watching. Bye bye.